Hello there, it's Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and my Gingerbread Christmas series. This is episode 5, and if you are watching this on the day it comes out, happy Christmas Eve. This is a bonus episode. I was only going to do 4 episodes until I saw this die set right here, Gingerbread House Purse die set from scrapdivadesigns.com. I'm in love with it, and I had so much fun playing with this and getting super creative and just going all out to make this gingerbread house purse, and I cannot wait to share it with you. First thing I did was pick out the color combination that I wanted to use for my project, and so here's some of the papers that I used. I wanted to go with pink and like a mint green versus like bright red and green, something a little non-traditional. So here I'm cutting out the front and the back of the box. This is what the piece look like right here. They actually go like this with the double scored line at the top, and then we have our side piece. You're going to need 2 of these as well, one for the right, one for the left. They look like this, and really this box is kind of like a double milk carton. You'll see what I mean when we put it together. And then there's these 2 rectangle dies. I die cut out one of each. One will be the bottom of the box, one will go on the outside, one will go on the inside, and kind of sandwiches the pieces together and makes it sturdier on the bottom, because this is a substantial box. It's going to hold quite a bit of stuff. I took my Kitsch Flamingo Distress Oxide ink and just dusted some color onto the folds and the sides and the bottom. And then I'm going to use this really skinny acrylic block to fold my tabs. I really find it a lot easier on boxes like this with small tabs to fold those scored lines towards me first and then away from me. It just seems to work better. So there's all my pieces ready to go. When I put this together, I am using some rip and stick tape from Trinity Stamps to adhere these at those tabs or on those tabs. Also, this top piece here is double folded for sturdiness. If you want to add a handle, it gives you an opportunity to maybe hide some magnets, a lot of different things you can do with that flap. All right, now that we have that flap across the bottom, I'm taking the larger of the 2 plain rectangles and putting that on the outside of my box. So the flaps are going underneath that rectangle. So this is going to create one really long rectangle that then is the front and the back and the bottom of the box. Then we're going to do the sides. So the part that doesn't look like a milk carton is the part that gets attached to this base. And you can see I'm just using that bottom flap there. I am using liquid adhesive as well as dry adhesive. That's just my preference. I'd like things to, really stick and hold for a long time. All right, so that smaller rectangle I'm putting on the inside. It's going to stabilize my box, make it sturdier, and help hold those tabs together. All right, then it's time to do the sides. So now I'm doing the bottom part of the flaps. Just, you can see there's 2 sections of flaps. I'm doing the bottom sections all first, and then I'll go around and do all of the top side sections of flaps. So it's just a little bit easier for me to work with it that way. And you can see I have a crease tool there, and I'm just reaching in the box and pressing those down, making sure it's, pretty well adhered before I move on to the next section. All right, so next I am adhering the top pieces, and this is really easy. They just get adhered flush with the edge of the box. And then you can see when I close this, it kind of looks like a double milk carton or maybe even a Happy Meal. If you're as old as I am, you probably remember a Happy Meal box. I honestly don't even know what they look like nowadays. They might look exactly the same. What do I know? I don't go to McDonald's very much, slash ever. So, all right, I added some pattern paper to my gables of my box, and then I cut a square that's 2 7/8 by 2 3/4 to add a little color to the side of the box. And I'm going to die cut out this large window from this side panel. Now, I just realized that there is also a solid rectangle die, like a plain rectangle. I could have done this. I didn't need to do the window pane part. But I'm now going to take this and adhere it down to a piece of vellum, just a scrap piece. And then I also cut that window pane from white, and I can glue that down. It can stick to the vellum, and I like the vellum. It just adds a little something to the window and helps it look a little bit, frosted and more decorative, right? Yeah. Okay, then I can just trim off the excess vellum out cutting my pretty cardstock, and that's ready to go. You can see that I put the window like a little bit farther down on the panel. That's to accommodate some of the window dressings that we have. There's that solid rectangle that I could have used. It's the same size, so I didn't need to use the window pane one. And then I could have reused that rectangle for something else more easily than having an extra pink window pane. So yeah, it works either way. Okay, so we're gluing that to the box and then adding another window. I'm cutting this one from white. They really look like frosting, so I like them cut from white for a gingerbread house. And then I just took a circle die from my stash to die cut out a piece of vellum to go behind these windows, and those are going to go on those green gable parts of my box, just to add a little bit more detail. This box, this purse, I should say, is all about the details. I really went to town on the details with this box. Okay, so here's the window dressing. So this is the upper portion that's I want to call it a gable, but I don't think that's what it's called. It's the upper decorative element for the window. And I cut it from a gingerbread color. Now this is the craft cardstock I've been talking about all along in my gingerbread house series. I love this. It's really sturdy. I found it on Amazon. I'll link it for you below. This is the Santa mini album die set, also from Scrap Diva Designs. It has holly and berries, plus it's Santa. And so I had to use it. Any die that has holly and berries and Santa, I'm a sucker for. I have to have it. Now here's the embellishments I pulled out that I thought I would maybe or probably use on today's project. They're from Trinity Stamps. There's a lot of clay elements here, and I just love, first of all, embellishments. Second of all, candy ones. Third of all, on a gingerbread house, right? Yeah, I had to do it. So I took the mint green here, and I'm just adding those to the upper window. And then instead of berries or just plain red, I am making the berry part be peppermint candies. It's so cute. All right, so both sides are exactly the same. I want to do the roof part of the box now, but we will come back and add more to those side panels. So the die cuts out 4 different strips. 2 of the strips end in a scallop and 2 of the strips end in half a scallop. So you can layer these up and they're staggered so that you have your little scallops overlapping each other. It's so awesome. So you can see where I'm putting my adhesive, my double-sided tape, rip and stick tape. It's 1/4 of an inch wide. No, it's 1/8 of an inch wide. And then I'm also using the liquid glue, and I'm gluing this directly to the box. I'm sure there's a different way you could do it, but this is what worked for me. You could glue them all together and then glue the entire thing to the box. So do whatever makes the most sense to you. I'm gluing these down just so that open space is covered by the next one that goes over the top of it. Or the open space is covered by the one underneath it. Yeah. So I think I cut this out about 4 times per color. You can see I did a darker craft color. That's my favorite craft cardstock, and then a lighter one. And then I had enough to do both sides of the roof. Okay, so now I have these longer, smaller rectangle windows. I cut them with some rip and stick sheets on the back of my cardstock, and then I was able to just take the vellum piece and stick it right to the back of that. And I'm going to put these on the back side of my little house, and I'm going to do 3 in a row. And then there is a smaller upper window decorative element for these and a smaller window box. And then I'm going to decorate these windows with these tiny gingerbread friends. They're like confetti, really super thin. They don't have any dimension to them at all. They're not clay bits, so they're like perfect for these windows. And I just put 1 in each window, making them really decorative and super cute. I love this part of my windows so much. I did this to all 3 of the windows, and they're adorable. So very cute like this. All right, so then I will attach these to the box so they're, mostly centered, because this is handmade. So we're not expecting perfection, and gingerbread houses aren't perfect anyway, so it's fine if they're not exactly right. I'm just saying this because I may or may not have gotten my roof on a little off center. You'll see that. It's coming. Yeah. but it's okay. It's handmade. All right, so there's the little window boxes. I just pulled out a scrap of patterned paper from my stash that really matched well with the colors I used. Okay, this is another gingerbread house set that I have. It dresses up the Trinity Treat Box and turns it into a little gingerbread house. My goal was to make one of those for this video as well, but Christmas is coming. Tomorrow, as I'm recording this voiceover, tomorrow's Christmas Eve, and I had to get this video out to you. I wasn't even sure I'd be able to get this done in time, but hopefully, if you're watching this, that means I did. And I will have to make the Trinity Treat Box with Gingerbread House add-on later, but it has these really cool decorative elements that look like swirls of frosting. I'll use them in a few places on this box, and I did those from glitter cardstock, white glitter cardstock. And then after attaching those to the top decorative elements of my windows, I added some large peppermint candies topped with the smaller mint green peppermint candies, and then I'll put those little peppermints on the window boxes as well. It's just so cute. I mean, it really adds a lot to add these little clay bits to it. All right, I'm going to add some of these to the side. Yeah, just like that of the box as well to really dress it up. I think it adds a lot, and they're lightweight, so it's not going to add too much heaviness to this, but it just makes it. It really makes it to add these little fun details. Isn't it cute? Okay, so now here's some more clay bits. These are peppermint crush, like little candy canes. I added one to the center of that window covering, and then I put on each scallop one of those little mint candies. Oh my word, it's so cute. I think they're called Spearmint candies. Yeah. All right, so here's some more of those decorative swirls from the Trinity Stamps die set. I'm going to put them on the window as well. I just can't stop. I mean, it is so much fun to think about how to decorate this. You can pull out other dies that you already have, pull out some embellishments that are in your stash, and really have fun decorating this. Okay, check out this chimney. It die cuts it out so it folds at the top. That way you can easily attach it. This little die you can use at the top. I used white glitter paper for mine to give it a little bit different color, and then I'm going to have this kind of straddle over the top of my box, and I forgot a little adhesive on the inside top part of that chimney, so I added that. Okay, here's the pieces I'm using for the front. This peppermint candy stick is also from the Trinity Treat Box add-on for the gingerbread house, and it makes these cool peppermint sticks. I did mint, green, and glitter white cardstock to make two. These are going to go on the side. Yeah, just like that. I'm kind of just laying everything out. You can see I've got those really cute small square windows. We've got the door. We got the white little accent to go around it. I don't know if you can tell, but my door is just a hair off to the left. Yeah, it's glued down, so we're going to leave it there. It's going to be fine. I added the same gingerbread friends to the windows on this one, and then I've got to decorate up the windows. So there's a teeny tiny bow in this set that you can add to this box. So I did that also from pattern paper. The pattern paper is just a nice thing to use for these bows because they're so tiny. It's kind of hard to do the bending without it kind of folding and cracking if you use something heavier. You can see it's a little bit of a struggle bus right here, and using some tweezers to hold down that middle really helps while it dries. And there's the little tails. I'm going to add these to the top of my windows, and I thought a little hot glue would be good for this. I am using hot glue in a few places on this project, and if you do not have the Surebonder hot glue pen, you're going to want it just like me for this box. I put it on my Christmas wish list. I will let you know if it arrives. Yeah, you'll see it in some future videos. Okay, so now we're adding those darling spearmint candies. I just love them. I love the mint green on this. I think it's so much fun. Okay, check these hearts out. I got these off of Amazon. They look like gumdrops. They're like icy. They're so good. They had a lot of different colors. I'm choosing the pink ones that are kind of ombre pink. It goes perfect with this box. I died over these. I just couldn't even stand how incredibly cute they were. So I added 3. There wasn't room really for one on the back, or I probably would have done that too. I have the lipstick red baubles I added for the doorknob. They're also what I use for the center of the bows. And then here's another decorative element. I die cut this with rip and stick sheet on the back, and then I'm able to just lay the die onto the box and press it down, and then I use my pickup tool and the pokey end to press that out of the die onto the paper, and then I just also give it another press before removing the die, and it's all stuck down there perfectly. I didn't have to mess with any of those teeny tiny bits. And then I added some more of these decorative pieces under the windows. It's just so cute to add all the little details. It makes it. It just really makes it. Do you love it? I love it. I pretty much think this is the cutest thing I've ever made. I'm in love with it. I told my husband, you know who I'm giving this to? I'll tell you. I know right who I'm giving this to, and it is Carrie Rhodes. I don't know that I can part with it, you guys. And then my husband says to my kiddo, yeah, your mom doesn't give away very much of the stuff she makes. It's a problem. It's a syndrome. Do you have the same problem? I need to know if I'm not alone. I am giving away a bunch of cards as gifts, like sets of cards as gifts for Christmas. So I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Okay, I added a candy cane heart to the chimney, and now it's time for this gingerbread bow. This is like the over-the-top cuteness for this project, for any project. It is so darling. The edges are scalloped. There's 2 layers to this bow, and each layer of the bow is 3 layers. Y'all, this is the cutest thing. The cutest. So you can see how I'm cutting out my layers here. This one has the little cutouts. You got to save those little fallout pieces and like make a shaker with them later. They're so cute. All right, for like this frosting layer, because it's just like an outline, I did the white glitter cardstock with rip and stick sheets on the back to turn them into stickers. This is the piece that wraps around the center of the bow. I found it not really necessary. And there's also a tiny gingerbread man in this set. I'm gonna use it. It's gonna accent the center of this bow. It's cuteness overload time. I mean, watch this come together and you'll see what I mean. It's so, I think, adorable. So adorable because of the cutouts and the little scalloped edge. Like you put a scalloped edge on something and it just takes that cuteness factor up a whole nother level. All right, now if you save the the middle part of this frosting outline, you could put it behind the cutout layer of the bow for a 4th layer. That way the outline of your bow would be one color. The layer with the cutout would be one color, but the little tiny cutouts themselves could be a 3rd color. Does that make sense? I might have to show it to you, but you could add that layer in here. All right, so now I'm just bringing the center of the bow to the middle, the ends of the bow to the middle. They should probably overlap. I didn't do that and it turned out fine. I'm using hot glue here to stick this down, and that's why I really didn't need that wraparound middle piece. I'm also going to add the smaller 2nd layer, but you could leave it just like this. You wouldn't have to have another layer. And while I was die cutting all the things, you know, I die cut out this little gingerbread man. I wanted to get the glitter on him and let him dry. So I'm going to do that real quick before I finish out this bow and just let that glitter take hold before I mess with it. So I did that. And then for my 2nd smaller layer of the bow, I did the light pink cardstock, where on the larger layer, I did the dark pink. So I've got the 2 different colors going on. Oh my goodness. And also I used my lighter weight craft cardstock for this because you're doing so many layers and you want those ribbons, those bow pieces to bend and not crack. So I didn't want to use my thicker stuff there. All right, so there's my little gingerbread man in the center. Look how fat this bow is. It is amazing. I also found a clay heart that was like that mint color, and I added that right to the center. I die. It is so cute. I'm in love with it. All right, see this piece right here? this is how we're going to add a handle to our purse. There's lots of different ways you could add a handle to this. You could do cardstock straps. Really just play with it. Figure out what works for you. I went crazy, okay? I really went to town. I ordered some chain. I saw one of the Scrap Diva Design team members put a chain on their purse, and I was like, stop it. Stop it. I have to do that. So I am. Now, if you love this, tell me, do you actually love shape purses, like in real life? Because I do. I have two. I have a donut shaped purse and I have an RV shaped purse. Yeah. They were both gifts from one of my besties and I love them so much. So that's maybe why I love this Gingerbread House shaped purse. Do I want to carry it around with me? I do. Like everywhere I go, I want to carry this around. It's so cute. Okay, check out these charms. You know, I told you how I went crazy. I also bought these charms off Amazon. I will link all the things that I ordered for these if you want to check them out. There's so many charms in this little set that I can't even show them all to you. I just can't. But I put a charm on each end of my purse. I'm using little jump rings to hook these on. I ordered the jump rings separate so I'd have a whole bunch of different sizes. But the little charms did come with some beansy little jump rings. Those little, you know, little circles you can bend apart and then push back together. And oh my word, the charms. And here I decided this cute gingerbread man I needed to make into a pair of earrings. And you just hook it on with one of those jump rings and an earring hook, which yes, I also did order. Okay, all right, let's move on. I am attaching the bow with hot glue to the front of my house. It's going to go right here on the roof. Oh, I love it. I want to make one of these for my hair and like wear it in my hair. It's so cute. Don't you love it? Okay, I just used a little clip to keep this shut, and then I'm going to make a tag with the gingerbread die that is in with the purse die. Okay, so there is an outline that has a stitched edge. Then there is like the frosting detail, and then there's like the inner piece. I used the frosting layer and the inner piece to die cut this a third time from that craft cardstock so I could lay the craft color over the white color. So I didn't have to glue down tiny little eyes, tiny little eyebrows, tiny little mouth. Sometimes the tininess makes me crazy. So I let that out. And then I'm just going to also inlay the hands and feet pieces because then the whole thing is the same level, you know. It's not dipped down where his hands and feet are. So he is really cute. So cute. But you know, there's these little openings for buttons and I couldn't leave that alone. So I brought in some more clay bits. These are the like red and green little candies. Oh, so cute. Then I have this star punch. I punched a hole in his head. But I thought it's a star, so it'd be cute, right? Added some red and white baker's twine, and I'm going to attach this to my box going through the hole on my clip. And then this will be the place you could write to and from, you know, to Carrie, from Carrie. This just needs to decorate my craft room. Yeah, I don't know. Should I let it go? And then I felt like, should I add something to the back of the chimney? I left the back. I just left it. But look how big this box is. It is seriously like a A2 size on the inside. It's so big. I should have measured it. That would be really professional of me to tell you how big it is, but just trust me, it's large. You could definitely put some cookies in here, but a bunch of little crafty gifts would be fun to be in this box as well. And I just am so in love with how this turned out. Yes, my little heart charm, if you notice there, did fall off. I had to go put my heart charm back on the end of my purse. I didn't have my jump ring closed all the way, so it slipped off. But there's the candy cane one. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you've missed any of my gingerbread Christmas series, I have 4 other videos. And also, if you have joined my channel as a member, I have a member exclusive video that is another gingerbread house box. It's like a treat box, and it is really cute. I use a lot of pastes on that one. So if you haven't joined, the information to join is in the description box below, along with links to all of these fun dies and embellishments that I used. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas, and I will see you all again very soon with a new video. Happy stamping! Bye!